What is going on, Bucks fans and CFP fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we're going to be looking at the players to watch for the Buccaneers Week 9 Monday Night Football matchup against the defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, you know the whole deal there on the road in Kansas City. I am not alone today, though. Today I'm joined by my CFP co-host, Mr. Rhett Matthew. Rhett, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. Big challenge on the road for the Buccaneers this week, but I mean that's why you play the game, right? So we'll see if the Bucs can make some adjustments, set the tone here for the last few weeks before their bye week, and we'll see if they can keep pace with Kansas City.
Not going to be easy, but again, like you said, sort of any given Sunday, right? And any given Monday, I guess you could say. But with that being said, let's get right into the players to watch. Starting on offense, we're going to start. I hate to keep bringing it up, but we're going to start with Baker Mayfield, because look, I think we talked about this ad nauseum, but 7 interceptions in his last 3 games, has not protected the football the way the Bucs had needed him to, especially being without the weapons of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They need him to protect the football much more than he has. And while he hasn't played completely bad, the turnovers have been the biggest issue, and it's something he's going to have to clean up on Kansas City, in Kansas City on Monday night if they want a chance to upset the Chiefs here.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's been the catalyst for all the good the offense has done this season. He's also been the catalyst for a lot of the bad. A lot of the games that have fallen apart for the Buccaneers these last couple of weeks, it starts with turnovers. And Baker ultimately just has to settle in and start taking care of the football. He is absolutely capable of doing that. He just needs to be more consistent. Needs to lock in, needs to stay composed, and try and find some of his receivers, because I think regardless of the interceptions, Liam Cohen has been doing a really good job of scheming some of these guys open. So it may not be the big sexy shot downfield that he likes to take every now and again. I think they can do a good job on offense this week to help him find a rhythm again.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. And the offense didn't look bad last week. It just, there was a couple of critical turnovers in there that Mayfield's going to want to avoid this week and moving forward as well. So with that being said, let's move on to the next person on offense. And this is actually a person who, okay, it's a name, but it's the matchup that I think gets you kind of excited and has you thinking that this is a player to watch. It's tight end Cade Otton. And Cade Otton has been a massive part of the Buccaneers offense the past 2 weeks. Especially with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out in Atlanta versus Atlanta. Caught 2 touchdown passes, including a bunch of other balls at a bunch of targets. So Cade Otton assumes to be a pretty big part of this offense. And Rick, Kansas City, their defense is good. I mean, their defense is good, but if there's one weakness so far this year, it's been the tight end position for them.
Yeah, they've had a really hard time covering a lot of different tight ends around the NFL, especially over the last 4 games. They've given up over 400 yards through the air and a touchdown just to the tight end position. So, like you said, they have a very good defense. They are a very sound team, very complete on both sides of the ball here. But that inefficiency against the tight ends, I think, is a matchup that the Bucs can take advantage of. And Cade Otton stepping up as a pass catcher, I also think is crucial to building up that rhythm for Baker Mayfield. Building confidence in his targets. Cade Otton has stepped up. He's been that guy for 2 weeks in a row now for Tampa Bay. I think he can do it again.
Yeah, and hopefully he can, because I think it'd be a major, major benefit to the Buccaneers offense if he can keep on rolling. But let's move on to the defensive side of the ball. And this is, I think, the matchup that a lot of people are going to be looking at most, right? The Kansas City offense versus the Buccaneers defense, because a lot of people have been not too happy with the Buccaneers defense. So let's get right into it. And we're going to talk about Yaya Diaby. Now, we talk about Diaby because I think a pass rush in this game is so important. And Yaya Diaby is probably their most skilled edge rusher. Like, to be honest with you, probably their best edge rusher. And he struggled this year. So I think it would be pretty important and pretty big for the Buccaneers if Yaya Diaby was able to get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes, force him into some bad decisions. Patrick Mahomes is actually tied with Baker Mayfield now for the most interceptions thrown in the NFL. So it's not like Mahomes can't make a bad decision. He has been prone to do that this year. And I think pass rush and affecting the quarterback in more ways than one can be a big help to that. And I think Diaby is a pretty big key in that.
Now, he had different players at the time, but Todd Bowles has schemed effectively against Patrick Mahomes before. He rendered the guy useless in the Super Bowl, right? He didn't do a damn thing in Super Bowl 55. I think making some adjustments with the players that he has this week, maybe dialing up the aggressiveness. Last week, they got away from the blitz against Atlanta. They proved they couldn't get effective pressure on Kirk Cousins with just 4 down linemen. So maybe this week I expect them to send some extra guys at the quarterback. But slowing down Pat Mahomes, it's very tough to do. But I think if you give your defense the best chance to get after the quarterback, really pin their ears back, they could try and make some things happen this week.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important to do. I think if you let him sit back there with all day in the pocket, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. But one of Patrick Mahomes' favorite targets, obviously, we all know, is Travis Kelce. We know about Travis Kelce. We're not going to dissect his game. However, one of the things that the Bucs, I believe, are going to use to stop Travis Kelce are both the linebackers and the safeties. So, sort of combining the two, looking at Lavonte David, KJ Britt, Jordan Whitehead, Antoine Winfield Jr., these guys who have been a little shaky in coverage this year. And the Buccaneers, Kyle Pitts went off last week. Mark Andrews went off the week before. Each of them having 2 touchdowns in each of those games. I do worry about Travis Kelce against the Tampa Bay defense in this matchup. So, what do you think about the Bucs linebackers and safety matching up against number 87 there?
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks for all those guys that you had mentioned, and I don't want to get too caught up on prior success, but Lavonte David in particular has handled Travis Kelce pretty well in the past. Now, I know the tight end position, the middle of the field has been a struggle for the Bucs, so some adjustments are going to have to be made, but a lot of those guys looking to bounce back. I think Lavonte David and Jordan Whitehead can do a really good job this week. They just have to make sure they're in the right place at the right time. Lavonte David, he might not be as fast as he used to be, but he's still very, very smart. The leader of that Buccaneers defense at the linebacker position. And Jordan Whitehead, he's a physical player. Just, got to get caught up in the scheme. And I think if they do that this week, they can slow down Travis Kelce.
Yeah, they're going to have to, right? Because I think, Mahomes is going to be looking for him, obviously, especially in crucial 3rd down situations. I think they're going to be looking for him, and I think he has the potential to make an impact, but the Buccaneers have the potential to, neutralize him, basically. So we will see how that plays out. But let us know what players you're watching, whether it's on offense or defense. We're always curious to hear who you have your eyes on. Is it the same players we mentioned, or is it somebody different? Is there something else that catches your eye when looking at this matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs? We're always curious to hear. But thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And go Bucs.